Oh, do I have a show for you? We have got everything, people. We've got Biden, we've got DOJ, we've got the administration, weaponization of the Senate Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Who would have thought? I know, all of us did. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear from you guys on this one. And please send this out because everyone needs to know for confirmation of what we were saying that GOA just uncovered. Now, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We have a little bit of an issue with the subscription service on YouTube right now. That algorithm is being pesky, and wouldn't you know it, over 2 weeks, we put on about 0 or negative subscribers, and all of a sudden, when I mentioned check your subscription, we went up 150 today. You take that as you will. But enough of the rigmarole of that algorithm shenanigans. Let's get into this because this is massive. This is absolutely massive. Let's get right in. GOA, or Gun Owners of America, a Second Amendment group, said it has tracked the grant program and was first to notify Congress of state recipients failing to qualify for funding under the terms of the law. Now, this is what's so interesting because you guys remember the Senate Safer Communities Act, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, that gave money to states to institute red flag laws, and we were like, no, that's bribing. And they were like, no, we would never do that. We're the federal government. Yeah, they just got their hand caught in the cookie jar. Let me show you here. Quote, "We've been closely following this grant program since the passage of Senator Cornyn's gun control last summer, and it's turned out to be worse than we feared," said Aidan Johnston, Federal Affairs Director at GOA. In a statement, quote, "Despite assurances this money wouldn't bribe states to pass red flag laws, Biden's DOJ granted anti-gun bureaucrats in several pro-gun states funding to enact gun confiscation programs anyway. And every state with red flag gun confiscation laws on the books received funds, despite none of them meeting the apparently worthless due process requirements mandated by federal legislation. These concerns are just some of the reasons GOA opposed this law from the beginning and will continue to fight back in the courts and on Capitol Hill," he said. Now, that's interesting. In fact, this is so serious that a bunch of senators and House of Representative members are now sending letters to the DOJ saying, hey, explain why you violated federal law because you gave money to federal states for red flag laws and gun confiscation orders, but they didn't meet the due process requirements that were put into the Senate Safer Communities Act. So why exactly? And this is going to be a problem. Let's dive into this. I can't wait to show you a few excerpts from this letter because this has potential to do some serious damage. Make sure you send this video out. All right, let's get into this. Senators Roger Marshall, Republican of Kansas, and Representative Alex Mooney, Republican, West Virginia, say in a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland that the Justice Department has handed federal funds to states that did not meet the minimum due process criteria. Again, who would have thought? But there's no time for sarcasm. Let's get back to brass tacks here. The letter accuses the Biden administration of ignoring Congress and demands to know why grants to at least 8 states and territories with no red flag laws on the books nevertheless receive federal funds under the DOJ program. The letter was signed by 7 GOP senators and 26 House lawmakers. So this isn't small potatoes. But let's continue. I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to cram in quickly so you can spread this out. Quote, "The Department of Justice appears to have weaponized the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act to illegally fund ineligible red flag laws and bribe pro-gun states into passing gun confiscation laws," the lawmakers wrote. That's a removable offense. Merrick Garland could be impeached for that. People would go to jail for that. That is a direct violation of law passed by Congress, by the executive branch in the DOJ and the ATF. This is a big freaking deal. Let's continue. Quote, all from the letter, by the way. "Since the passage of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, no states have revised their statutes to comply with the due process requirements imposed by the 117th Congress." The letter states, quote, "Nevertheless, the Bureau of Justice Programs has funded every state that applied with the red flag gun confiscation law on the books without enforcing Congress's due process requirements. The federal government should have no part in funding state-level gun confiscation programs which violate the due process rights of gun owners." Okay, send this to everyone you know. This needs to be massive, front page. Everyone needs to know about it. Every representative, because they've got their hand caught in the cookie jar. They violated open law. This is not difficult. I'm about to show you how it's all evidenced as well. Disturbingly, several states and territories without red flag laws on the books have been granted funding for the creation and implementation of such programs, including Arizona, Arkansas, Kansas, Minnesota, and West Virginia, the Republicans wrote. It appears that the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act grant program is being used by the federal government to influence states into enacting red flag gun confiscation laws. The lawmakers called it a federal bribery program and demanded that the DOJ explain the lawful purpose of its federal grants to states without red flag laws. They could be in some very serious trouble on this. Make sure this goes everywhere that you can. But now, let me just show you one of the things from the actual letter itself on the letterhead that shows what they said on this one state, and then they included a bunch of others, and they are as follows. We, the undersigned members of Congress, demand transparency from the Department of Justice and the Office of Justice Programs into how states, territories, and D.C. are receiving funds from this program without having qualifying laws on the books. Please respond to the following questions as soon as possible, but no later than August 18th, 2023. Given that Arkansas has no extreme risk protection order law, for what lawful purpose did the Bureau of Justice Assistance award $3,210,628 to the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration for implementing ERPO programs and providing communication, education, and public awareness of ERPO in grant? Extreme Risk Protection Order. That's what ERPO stands for. And that didn't just happen in Arkansas. The other states that are included are Arizona, Kansas, Minnesota, West Virginia, the territories of Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. This has the potential to be a really big problem. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did their hands get caught in the cookie jar on this one? And make sure you send this far and wide, because this is how we expose these people. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.